Welcome to the Axiom. New file detected. Launching file.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Leo, and today we are continuing the the water tastes like wine file. Where we last left off, we had finished the stories for Dahlia, Fidelina, and Rocio, and today we are going to try to do whoever's nearest, which looks like if we keep heading west, we will hit this map is not good. It's so cluttered I can't see. That looks like Rose and then Bertha. So we'll probably do Rose first and then Bertha, and then we'll head up north to do, I think that was August up there. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and evolve a story, and then we'll visit that place over there to get health back. Lounging. A story about El Paso, where everyone acts with kindness lest their sins go on show at the theater. Okay, the story of the Plaza Theater. It's not bullshit. Okay, so that story is now fully evolved. Let's go ahead and do this to get some health back. Oh, this is new. A farmer chases pigs haplessly around his yard. They delight in eluding him, and he's getting mad as hell. "Help me!" he hollers. You jump the fence and give chase. Together, you corner a young pig. The farmer tackles it to the dust. For lunch, you share a fresh cut of pork. Move on. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and head west up to Rose. So I will be right back. Alright, let's go ahead and evolve a story in Phoenix. And then I actually found, over in the distance over there is Las Vegas. A tiny motor mouth is eagerly sharing the details of a strange tale with her brother. Okay. A man shot to death in St. Louis because of a quarrel over a hat. The gunshot man left to die on the streets of St. Louis. Okay. Oh, this is new. I was going to skip this because I didn't think it was going to be, but it is new. The travelers at this campfire are all women. Women with long knives hanging from their belts. They let you join their camp in exchange for news about the towns you passed to get here. Maybe they're hiding from something, but you feel safe getting a good night's sleep here. Move on. Okay. So I'm gonna head up the river because I saw Las Vegas right here, and there was a story outside of it, and there's bound to be a story inside the city as well. So we're gonna go ahead and gather those and then go and see Rose. It's been a while since we've had a new story. Like, while I've been trying to get all the people done, I've been trying my best to go over ground that I hadn't been before, but I haven't seen any new stories. So it's good to get a new one. Let's see what this is.
Outside this restaurant, a middle-aged man in a suit and a full clown makeup is gobbling down a sandwich. 2 tracks of silent tears have carved furrows through his makeup.
What's the matter?
He gulps hard. Tears start up at the corner of his eyes again. I'm gonna work for a traveling show.
Performing in a circus?
No, that's the problem. He pulls you into a drunken, one-armed hug and whispers, he would only hire me as the manager of the clowns. His eyes are wild and unfocused. And God, these tears are real. I'm not good enough to perform, but they'll let me push paper.
We'll go with the wheel. I'm sorry, that's awful.
You're damn right. But God puts us on these paths for a reason, you know. He's suddenly very earnest. He's up there, choosing whether or not I should clown. In his infinite wisdom, choosing no. He thinks for a moment. Bastard.
Move on. The man who wished to be a clown but was trapped as a manager. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to equip that one just because I don't know if it's funny or sad. And I don't feel like wasting a time slot trying to figure it out. Let's go ahead and evolve a story. Policeman finishes a wild story about the girls who could talk to the dead. It's a stranger version of the story of the girls who searched for haunted houses. Okay. Move on. Alright, let's go ahead and visit Las Vegas. This young city is packed with folks heading out for work at Boulder Dam. It's also packed with, well, vice. Been a while since you've seen so many people having a good time. Earn money. Wonder if I panhandle here. Panhandle? No luck today. Aw, man. Oh well, I'll have to see if I can get money elsewhere. Let's go ahead and explore.
The neon-gilded main streets thronged with revelers. You pass beneath a glittering marquee onto a dazzling casino floor. A croupier stands behind a red and black wheel, wearing a spotless suit and an easy smile. He winks as you approach. Care to place a bet?
I'm going to say no thanks, just because I have no money.
He shrugs. Gambling's been good for us. Revitalized this town. A woman, glassy-eyed, approaches. Her man stumbles slightly.
So they're both drunk.
Clutches at her arm. Bet it all on black! She shouts, tossing a handful of chips onto the table. The croupier smiles. Nothing but the tick-clack of wood as the ball jumps from red to black and back again. It comes to rest in the cradle. Black. The croupier smiles, strained. The woman whoops. Her companion hoists her in the air. Come on, darling. Let's buy our luck down the street.
Move on. The eager gamblers in Las Vegas. Okay. So we have 2 new stories. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep heading. Where am I headed? Can I keep heading west or do? Okay, no, I need to head north now. Okay. Which is good because I haven't actually been to any of Nevada apparently. So I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, just head north, and I'll cut to when I get to Rose or when I see a new story. So I'll be right back. All right, looks like we have a new story right here, and we have a new story up north as well. Rose's camp I see is right over there. So I'm gonna get these 2 stories. Hopefully along the way I come across one of those, like, oh, is that a story over there as well? Well, we have some story gathering to do.
The cookhouse is in disarray. Dirty plates and scorched pots scattered outside the tent. A young woman frantically scrubs, muttering. She blanches in panic as you approach, but forces a smile.
Greet the woman. Devil, huh?
She shakes off the suds. Her hands and arms are marked with knife nicks and narrow burns. Don't mind the mess. You look hungry. Take a seat. I'll work you up a little something.
Is she being abused or something? Take a seat.
As you sit, her fire-tanned face cracks into a smile of relief. She steps into the tent, and there's the discordant clanking and hissing of a cook at work. She emerges with a plate, a blackened sludge of beans and sweaty gray meat. Eat.
Choke it down, or on second thoughts, I don't want to... If I lose health, I can't afford to... I can't afford to buy something to heal myself. Let's go ahead and choke it down.
She watches intently as you force down the first mouthful. Suddenly, her eyes widen. I forgot your drink. Let me... But the fire flares inside the tent. No! She gasps, staggering inside. The fire blazes again, and the woman screams.
Follow.
The heat stings as you enter. The tent's a jumble of empty cans, and there's the stink of rotting vegetables and burning meat. Your host is gone. A dark shape squats at the heart of the cook fire. It's time to leave.
Okay, move on. The cookhouse that serves hungry travelers. So were they... What happened? I don't know. Were they like did she fall in her own fire or something? I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and get this story. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go over here and get money first. Car crammed with well-dressed vacationers pulls up at the gas pump. Fill me up, will you? The driver drawls, a thickly transatlantic affect. You oblige. He tips pretty well, then roars off down the road. Fine leather bags bouncing and rattling on the roof. Okay, so that didn't give me full money, but at least I have a little bit of money. I believe I've already been to Boise, so there's no need to go that way.
An old woman watches as you approach her bench. Oh, aren't you a good-looking one? She says. A broad smile creases her face. This is an excellent spot. Everyone passes me eventually. She pats the seat beside her. Join me for a moment.
So the Two of Pentacles, which I believe is Joy, sit beside her.
She rests her head against your shoulder, as if you were old companions. Look. She runs a hand down your arm, points across a field to a lone tree silhouetted against the skyline. I think of myself as like that tree. She glances at you, waiting for a reaction.
I'll go ahead and ask what she means.
Strong, healthy, alone. I've seen that field filled with plants and ravaged by fire. The trees outlasted everything. She giggles, strangely childlike. I've had 3 lovers. 2 men, 1 woman. Outlived them all.
Listen.
I don't grieve. Each one brought me joy, and each death brought someone else to comfort me. She sits up straight, shifts to face you. The tilt of her head is coquettish. Would you let me kiss you?
Joy or the world? I wonder if she's like, are you gonna be like the next lover I'm going to outlive or something like that? I'm gonna go ahead and I already have a lot of stories for the world, and I'm a tiny bit creeped out, but I'm gonna go ahead and this is still Joy, so I'm gonna go ahead and refuse her request.
Her laugh degenerates into a cackle. Your loss. Well, I always was an excellent kisser, but perhaps you've got someone else. Remember, there always can be someone else. Doesn't do to get hooked. Mischief puts crow's feet by her eyes. She shoos you away with a warm smile.
Move on. The old woman reminiscing of her lovers. Interesting. Yeah, like, I mean, I guess, like, it could go either way, because I kind of see, like, it is good that she, like, didn't spend so much time grieving and was able to move on. But at the same time, like, if you're not hooked, like if you're not invested in someone you love, then is that really love? I mean, it all depends on, I guess it depends on the person and what, I don't know. Alright, looks like, have I never been to Reno? I guess I haven't. But we have a new story in Reno, and then we'll go ahead and see Rose. Actually, we'll evolve a story, and then we'll go and see Rose.
Afternoon. The fish nods affably. He swings his catch over his shoulder, grunting with effort. Got a big one today. Gonna eat it while it's fresh. They're welcome to join me. There's plenty to go around. He climbs off the jetty and lays the body on a large rock.
Okay. So we have a fish man who is fishing for men and eating them. The devil, watch.
He works with practiced efficiency. To remove the shirt, the fish cradles the body in his arms. When he removes the man's trousers and underwear, the gesture he uses to lift the corpse's hips is almost intimate. It seems the fish is taking care to not cause bruising.
So wait, where did the person come from, though? Are there people in the water? Watch.
The fish trims the man's hair, head, chest, groin, even legs. Then, he stabs the knife into the man's chest, leaning hard to force it open. The bones part with a crack. Fish guts the corpse and tosses away the offal. You gonna help me get it on the fire?
I'm afraid. Either way, is he gonna try and gut me next? We're gonna go ahead and refuse to help.
Some eat meat but refuse to prepare it. Perhaps you're one of those. We're all hypocrites about something. The fish's tones are light, despite his words. He skewers the body and flings it onto the coals. It sizzles, giving off a rich odor.
It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go ahead and cover my mouth and nose.
The fish chuckles. Yeah, it'll burn off. What's left is delicious, especially this fresh. Hadn't stopped kicking when I caught it. He turns the roasting body over. Fancy a bite?
Interesting. It's the Empress to accept and the devil to refuse. We're gonna go ahead and refuse.
As you will. The fish shrugs and slices a piece of thigh onto a large tin plate. The smell is salty, savory, tantalizing. Your mouth fills with saliva. Not offering twice. It's too good for that. The fish speaks with his mouth full and does not look up.
Well, okay, move on. The fish catching and killing humans. So yeah, I wonder if he would have tried to kill me if he was using the human as bait or something. We're gonna go ahead and evolve a story. Tiny motor mouth. The negligent parents who fling their dead children onto trains to hide the bodies. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and swap out. I wanna do, I think it was the wheel? No, one was the devil. It was, oh, I guess they were both the devil. The cookhouse that serves hungry travelers in the Southwest, and the fish catching and killing. Let's do the fish catching and killing humans out by Reno. Would that be scary or funny? Who knows? But let's go ahead and visit with Rose. Summer flies and August dies.
Well, hey. Groovy to see you again. I guess I spilled it all about my childhood last time we talked. If you want to hear about the good old days and the hate, I can tell you something about that maybe. But I want a good story in trade.
Sounds good to me.
I share, you share, dig? But anyway, let's keep it grooving. Tell me something funny.
Sure. I'm gonna go ahead and tell this one so that I know whether or not I think it's funny. Tell the story of the man who loved his very special horse in Alabama.
Ha! You got a groovy sense of humor, stranger. And I fell in love, sure. I was ready for it, ready for love with a capital L. I found a cat with long hair and a bus and a friend on the Dead's Road crew.
Okay.
We hit the road not too long after, but of course it didn't last. So anyway, got any good ghost stories? Anything scary or weird?
Yeah, you could say that. We're gonna go ahead and tell this one. Tell the story of the... Actually... No better time to find out about the fish. Tell the story of the fish catching and killing humans out by Reno.
Oh, wow, that's scary stuff. You are really good at telling these.
Okay, so yeah, it is scary.
Traps didn't catch me. I dodged the snare or the hard drugs, thank God.
Okay.
Found someone who gave me grass and acid before I found the ones pushing the pills and the needle. Otherwise, maybe I'd still be there, huddled in a doorway. Anyway, you got any good hopeful stories about the world becoming a better place?
Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and tell this one because I want it to evolve to 3. Tell the story of the jackrabbit with mighty antlers.
Huh. Sounds like some kind of dumb movie.
Okay. What? She wanted a hopeful story, right? Because I know for a fact I've done this as hopeful before. And I've done it as funny before and it's been rejected. Did I completely mishear what she said? She wanted hopeful, right?
My home. Hate wasn't home. But home wasn't home either, you dig? I started to think that maybe just the people were my home. That it didn't matter where I was as long as I had the tribe around me. But anyway, know any good sad ones? Keep it real, though. Something sad and real.
I'll go ahead and do... Where'd it just go? I just had it. Oh, that one. Tell the story of the 60 unidentified corpses buried together in one cemetery.
Oh, wow. Do you know what happened next? They deserve a little love after that.
I did not open. Okay.
Past. It was come and gone, and it was still all anyone could talk about. I met a lot of people who had lived it, whose memories of that time shone bright and colorful like the summer sky. That was almost worse than never knowing it was real. You know, I'd love to hear a really good, scary story.
Okay, well, I don't know where the eye is at anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell this 3-1 to make sure the eye opens all the way. Tell the story of the sparkling tent city where once you enter, you can't ever leave.
Oh man, that's really good. Good and scary, I mean. In the future, I don't know what that place will become. Just another city street, I guess. I wonder if anyone remembers what it was now. I hope that was an interesting story. I don't have a lot of people ask me about what the hate was like. Maybe they feel like they know from the news, but they don't. I bet you have a lot of stories like that. So you're gonna have to tell them to me next time, okay? Where you heading next? I'm catching a ride this way. Look for me, all right?
Alright. Story grew in the telling. We'll go ahead and evolve a story. About Chicago, where the law means nothing and gangsters hunt the cops for sport. Okay. Let's go ahead and swap some stories out and then we'll head to Rose. Interesting. I'm pretty sure I've been to Los Angeles, but there's a story here that I didn't get. Okay, let's go ahead and get this story and then we'll finish off Rose.
The old man sits by the roadside. A post protrudes from the dirt. A mismatched set of horseshoes tethered to the top with colorful string. I wish I knew where it went, he mutters. He glances up and startles. I know you. We've met before, haven't we? I know you.
Tell him he's mistaken.
He stands, triumph in his smile. It's been 50 years, but I'd recognize you anywhere, General. He fingers his lapel. I don't have it anymore, but I remember that day so well. You shook my hand. He offers that hand to you.
I'll go ahead and shake his hand.
There's a jolt as your palms meet. The sky grows dark. A faceless crowd gathers, a hodgepodge of uniforms and insignia. The old man smiles. Years melt from him. And then you said... The response leaps from your tongue. This is for your bravery. There's a medal in your hand.
Huh. Pin on the medal.
He grins, salutes. The horde around you falls. 100 spectral soldiers dropping into the dirt. You step back. The darkness recedes, and the world is as it was. But the old man still wears the medal. Well, how about that? Thank you, stranger.
Huh. Move on. The old man seeking lost things. So was it the medal that he had lost? Let's go ahead and enter LA. Okay, no, I have been here. So how did I miss that story? I have no idea. Leave. I liked that story though, that was nice. The one about the old man. Alright, let's go ahead and maybe finish Rose, unless she has a chapter 4. We shall see. Actually. Oh no, wait, did I already swap out stories? Yeah, I did, okay. We're good. The Golden Road.
Hey, long time no see, fellow traveler. You're lucky. I'm bored and I'm itching for someone to lay a story on me.
Okay, so Rose has a chapter 4 as well.
I told you about hate and how I missed the summer and walked right into the fall, right? You want to hear about following the dead?
Sure.
It was a few years of bliss and acid. Then I found its problems. So, got any good, hopeful stories? Anything about what the world should be?
Yeah, tell this story of the brothers who sought one another for 50 years and their spirits still search today.
Oh, that's a good one. You gotta tell me more about those folks sometime. It was a family. We called it a family. We still do. You can recognize each other if you're hip to it, even off tour. We have our symbols and magic words.
Interesting, okay.
But anyway, what's the most exciting story you got?
Thrilling? Let's go ahead and tell this one. Tell the story of the Thunderbird swooping and darting around the high places.
Oh, that's a totally wild story. It's a blast hearing you tell it. It was freedom. We were free. Still. That's what we wanted, to be freewheeling like Bob. But freedom was hard. Not tied down means no roots to anywhere or anyone.
I don't know who Bob is.
So, you seen anything really hilarious out here?
Actually wants a funny story, right? Okay. Tell the story of the exorcist who drove ghosts from Cincinnati Music Hall with a triangle.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Traps? There were some. Caught on a limb, right? How do you make a life and a home when you're always traveling, following a band? I needed some roots. Then someone turned me on to the Back to the Land crowd.
So it seems like Rose is just like moving from place to place, from group to group, trying to find some place where she belongs.
You know, I'd love to hear a really good, scary story.
We're going to go ahead and exit just because I want to save the rest of my stories for her chapter 4. Leave.
Well, it's been a while since I told anyone all those old tour stories. Thanks for listening, stranger. I like remembering those days. I'm headed this way. Got a ride to catch. Maybe I'll see you around again.
Okay. So she was like over here somewhere. Rose chapter 4 now available. So she's like, yeah, northeast. So we'll go ahead and head there, and then we will hopefully finish up Rose. And then after that, I don't know if I'll have time because I wasn't expecting to find so many other stories, but maybe we'll try to finish Bertha as well. Because I'd like to try and finish the game within this recording, but not this recording, but this next group of recordings. So I'd like to finish next episode, but in order to do that, I think I'll have to finish Bertha during this recording. So we'll see what happens. Alright, let's go ahead and evolve a story really quick. Hardware store. Oh, the women who conjure dust storms. Is that what that said? Yeah, the scientist who could conjure dust storms. Let me really quick go ahead and swap out the stories I had told her. Okay, I think we'll be okay. Alright, let's go ahead and finish Rose, question mark. Faded is the crimson. Okay, yeah, this is our final chapter.
Well, hey there. You're getting to be a familiar face. But it's weird. I can't remember what you look like when you're not sitting right there. You ever meet someone like that?
Huh, so it's a rose with bones, and the rest is like her group, like all the different people. That's why one's a soldier, one's, I can't even tell what the helmet with the stars is, and one's like another woman, and
Anyway, I guess I should finish the story. Tell you about the commune and bring you right up to the now, or whatever this time is I'm in. Sometimes it doesn't seem like reality, you dig? Unstuck in time, maybe, like that one cat in the book. So anyway, got any good ghost stories? Anything scary or weird?
Sure. Tell the story of the ghastly legend of Ichabod Crane.
Oh, wow, that's scary stuff. You are really good at telling these. Trapped? Yeah, I think we're mostly trapped by the rest of the world. People just care about money and cars and business. But then I guess they would say we've trapped ourselves. Anyway, you got any good hopeful stories about the world becoming a better place?
Absolutely. Tell the story of the lighthouse lamp which would only burn in the presence of true love.
Oh, that's good. I'll share that one when I get back home. And yeah, we still believe in free love. We love each other, whatever that means to each of us. But anyway, let's keep it grooving. Tell me something funny.
Sure. The zombie who worked in vaudeville.
a groovy sense of humor, stranger. Change. It came pretty slow. Things changed only with the seasons and seeing the kids sprout up like trees. There wasn't any bread to buy anything new, and after the first few years, precious few people came or left. So, you seen anything really hilarious out here?
All right, we'll go ahead and exit.
I have a feeling we may not see each other again. But I've told you my whole story, and you're still making yours.
That's true.
Be well, stranger. And remember that you are loved.
I like Rose. Achievement unlocks Rose. Like, even if she's struggling to find a place where she belongs, at least she still, like, has hope for the future and, like, just loves whoever she's with unconditionally. And like she said, whatever love means to her. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we will see Bertha. So I will be. Is it possible? No, there's no city here. Oh, I could take the train. No, it would cost more money than what I have. So I'll be right back when I get to Bertha. Do these stories just sprout up again randomly once you leave an area? Because I know for a fact I've been here, and I know for a fact that I visited this exact house to get a story. So maybe they just crop up in places where you've already been? I didn't know that. It's interesting, but at the same time, that's also like, I wish all the stories were just laid out. I don't know.
Want your picture taken? The man's smile is eager. His teeth are sharp. His companion glances up sharply. I told you, I don't like it. No more till we know it's safe.
Ask what the problem is?
The second man spits his words out. We're killing people. We take their damn picture. A few weeks later, a newspaper wants it, and it's always a fucking obituary. The sharp-toothed man shrugs. Traveling alone is dangerous. Not our fault. So, want a photograph?
Pose for a picture or offer to take their photo. I don't think I have a lot for this one, so I'll do this. Offer to take their photo.
Neither responds immediately. The sullen man barks a laugh. Not so sure now, are you? Your damn camera. Fuck it, I'm no coward. You get in the photograph, so will I. His goad works. His sharp-toothed companion jerks his chin up and strides in front of the lens.
Trigger the shutter.
The men rush to their darkroom. They're out barely 20 minutes later. Neither looks happy. The sharp-toothed man thrusts the picture at you. Doesn't make sense. Must be broken. His image is sharp, in perfect focus. His companion appears only as a blur.
Oh, move on. The camera which revealed who was soon to die. That's creepy. I think I'm gonna go ahead and swap. Oh, I just realized I didn't swap stories. I'll be right back. All right. Let's go ahead and visit Bertha. Oh, there we go. Crying like the wind.
I'm from a long line of people that moved on. My grandparents came from Germany because they had to. My husband's parents came west to Ohio, then Missouri, then Oklahoma. But my husband didn't have the courage for it in the end. He'd rather drink and die than fight and live. I've had a hard day. Do you know any hopeful stories to cheer me up?
I do. Oh, here it is. Tell the story of music echoing off the Red Rocks in Denver.
Thank you for sharing that one. I feel a little better now. Home. Well, my father moved to Oklahoma to prove his claim of land. And what did he find? A big, flat piece of grass with the wind blowing over it. And all the land around was cattle range. And the cattle would break down his fences and eat his crops. But he kept building new fences and fighting. And finally, the ranchers moved on.
He fought and lived.
And so long since I last chuckled, I'm not sure my mouth can do it anymore. Can you tell me a story that'll make me laugh?
Sure. Tell the story of the pig farmers haunted by Memaw.
Give me a moment just to catch my breath. Trust. The only thing I can rely on is me. I'm not gonna stop trying to live before I die. Some people give up, but they're dud seed. Anyway, know any good, hopeful stories to share? I could sure use one.
Yeah. We'll go with this one. Actually, we haven't told this one in a while. Tell the story of the fisherman and his fish catching seagulls.
That's a good one. I'll try to remember it when I'm out in the fields. The future. Do I look like I'm gonna be here in a few years' time?
Are you planning on moving again?
Every year it gets harder picking, and someday I won't be good for it at all. I'll have to find something else. But I will, because I have to. I've had a hard day. Do you know any hopeful stories to cheer me up?
Yeah, and I can tell this one. Tell the story of the eagle who watches over travelers from the sky.
You expect me to take that seriously? Life's more boring than that.
Is that thrilling? I thought it was hopeful.
Look. Well, my son was born dead. No reason to that. We don't get to pick what happens to us. Anyway, I'm looking for a good laugh. Do you know any funny stories?
Okay, this one, it has to be a 2-1 or 3-1. Okay, this should do it, I think. Tell the story of the intelligent cows who took over their owner's house. This one is funny, for sure.
Oh, my sides hurt. My mother knew how to make her wishes come true. When she wanted something from someone, she used to buy a root called John the Conqueror. She'd chew a piece, and then all stealthy, she'd spit it on the ground by their feet. I doubt it did a thing. But it made her happy thinking she'd tip the outcome. California isn't what they told us. It gets cold here at night, same as anywhere. And the people here weren't happy to see us coming. We spend all day hungry while we're picking lettuce and apricots. Abundance all around. But we don't dare touch it. And there's no more west to go. I'm headed this way to the next job. You say hello if we cross paths again, all right?
Okay. Bertha's displacement. She headed south? Okay, I'll be right back. Alright, let's go ahead and evolve a story. The story of the metal workers across America who will rise up and seize the means of production. Okay. Let me go ahead and swap some stuff out. Alright. Hopefully we'll be finishing up Bertha. where the wind don't blow so strange.
Anyone ask you to join the communists?
I like that one. She's, like, standing resolute in the storm. I can't tell... That pink thing in the upper... Oh, that has to be a flower on the... Yeah, that's a flower on the cactus. But yeah, she's, like, standing resolute during the storm.
A few folks out here have been telling me I should, but I'm not much for joining things. Still, we've gotten to a time where you can't just tell poor folks to move along. There's nowhere to move along to. Anyway, I'm looking for a good laugh. Do you know any funny stories?
I do. She already knows that one. Tell the story of the leather man who has walked a route across Connecticut for 200 years.
Oh, my sides hurt. Religion says be good and suffer and you'll get your reward later on when it don't cost anyone anything. You tell me where that idea came from. Religion is a thing rich folks made up to keep poor people quiet.
Interesting way of looking at it.
Been so long since I last chuckled, I'm not sure my mouth can do it anymore. Can you tell me a story that'll make me laugh?
I think so. Tell the story of the hoary raven who got wise by eating the eyes of wise men.
Give me a moment just to catch my breath. There isn't much point in looking back all the time. My husband did, and it sapped his will to go forward. Anyway, these days my fears seem awful familiar. Can you tell me something scary that I haven't already lived?
Yeah? Tell the story of the hotel where travelers lie awake while cursed toddler ghosts throw Satan's own tantrums.
Oh, you spooked me pretty good. You've had practice, haven't you? When you travel around enough, you see there's a Hooverville outside of every town. They all look the same. People living in tents and boxes. Anyway, I'm looking for a good laugh. Do you know any funny stories?
Alright, we'll go ahead and leave. Sure you want to leave? Yes.
When there's enough of us that have nothing left but the will to live, a change will come. A change has to come. I don't know if it'll be communists or unions or someone getting religion in a tent. But you can't stamp out the will to live completely. Thanks for talking with me. Not too many have time to listen these days.
Achievement unlocked, Bertha. Okay. Well, I think that's where we're gonna go ahead and end it for today. We only have a few people left. We have August, Cassidy, and Franklin. And everyone else is done. Yeah. So we will see what happens next. I think we're gonna be finishing the game next episode. I have no idea what the end game is like, but we shall see. So thank you everybody so much for checking out the video. I really do appreciate it. If you want to be notified of when I upload the next part of the file to the archives, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, as well as leave a like or comment if you so desire. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.
Upload successful. Click here to view previous files. Have a pleasant day.